if you transform your mindset, you will transform your life. You will step into a higher vibration. And don't sit around waiting for a knight in shining armor, riding on a stallion to come save you. You become that person that you would have felt safe with as a child, to let go of the fear. Because with your real eyes, to realize is this is all over in a blink of an eye. So join me, Fancy, your divine feminine empowerment and spiritual awakening coach. Let's get it. Because guess what? You'll be living in victimhood of everything is happening to you. And you're going to be a boathouse sitting at a harbor. And you're not going to move because you'll be living in so much fear and hoping someone comes save you, rather than you doing the inner work and transforming the way you think and the perspectives you have around life to shift. Like, if you can make that shift, you can start leaving the harbor. And just by you making that shift, because everything in reality is a reflection of who you are being, the state of being which you're at. If you make that shift from within, your whole outer reality will shift and reflect to you your new state of being. And that's why a lot of times you'll have reoccurring types of people come into your life, because one, you're comfortable with the familiarity, probably from trauma or parent patterns or abuse, that's what you're comfortable with. So you prefer those kinds of relationships rather than stepping into the unknown and doing some inner work and realizing what type of relationship you do prefer in your reality. And that's non-romantic also. People that can be your friends could also be narcissistic and using you and taking advantage of you, because could be a people pleaser, having a worthiness wound, because mom and dad didn't love you the way you deserve to be loved growing up, parent pattern. It's not their fault. That was the best level of consciousness that they were at. It makes forgiving so much easier. Forgive. To give a new meaning. When you start showing gratitude in contrast to things, and you start leading from a place of love, unconditional love in your life, your reality shifts and you're able to make decisions that'll help you step and navigate through anything. Okay, so having this realization that unconditional love is without the condition needing to change, you can stay in that vibration of love. It means you take action from love, from a place of love. Otherwise, you're going to let fear dictate your whole life. Because if you are in any situation and you ask yourself, how can I set a boundary with this person? Just an example. Well, what's the best loving way I can do it? One is being vulnerable and expressing my needs, right? Step through the fear of, hey, you are worthy. Get rid of that worthiness wound. You are worthy to express your needs. How you can do it in a loving way. So what are your needs? If somebody's doing something you don't like, hey, I feel this way when you do this. And you're putting it on them. And after you express the boundary, that's it. It's on them. Like, to deal with. Don't be afraid of the outcome or try to manipulate in a certain way. You put the responsibility on their action and behavior. Like, it's so simple, right? Once you start doing this kind of inner work, you start being able to actually attract healthier people that will respect you. Because based on the outcome of you just setting a boundary, right? From a most loving place. And go on ChatGPT if you need help. Like, type in, how can I express this that I'm feeling that this person is doing? And how can I, set a boundary in a healthy way? There. Get creative with it. ChatGPT will literally help you in this process. Okay? So, number one is making sure it's coming from a place of love, though, because the number one thing we also need to realize is if we want a world of peace, we got to lead by example. And that means giving people the opportunity to see us and for them to have an opportunity to grow and expand. Because if you're just going to cut people out, you're going to go, cold turkey on them, or no contact for, out of nowhere, you didn't give them an opportunity to realize how their actions and behavior are affecting your feelings. Because from a place of love means you want the best for them, meaning you want to see them grow and be able to navigate their journey even better on their own too. Like, we're all here holding each other's hands on our way home. Like, we're all walking each other home, if you get what I'm saying. Because again, this is all over in a blink of an eye. So how do you want to show up? Ask yourself that in any moment. Any moment that's a struggle or in a communication, who cares, as long as you're showing up in a vulnerable manner, true and authentic to your fullest expression. You're not suppressing yourself, because that just leads to depression and sadness. And, Jim Carrey had a quick little post that I saw, and he mentioned how, like, he has a spiritual friend who mentions depression is also similar to like deep rest. And what that means is taking a deep rest from your ego that you're sick and tired of playing this character, this role. Taking a deep rest from this character that's no longer fitting the needs of your expansion and wants and desires in life. Because it's true, we do get depressed. And depression means like we're sick and tired of playing this role of being a victim. We want to start being a victor. We want to start showing up and having fun and finding ways to show love. Because if you can stay in that state and not be afraid of the outcomes, like, so what if that person doesn't want to be your friend anymore? Good. If they're not in alignment with the most loving version of you, believe me, they're not going to be that healthy for you. All right? So remember, don't disempower yourself. Start empowering yourself with your true self, because that'll reach you to the place of freedom, unconditional love, unconditional happiness. Those are the highest states of vibration, is your own emotional state of well-being, the choice you're making within to stay in a vibration without the external reality, without the condition needing to change. Stop fearing. Start moving into freedom, because again, this can be all over in a blink of an eye. I mean, where'd your last 5 years go? I'm being serious. Do you remember your last 5 years? Boom. We're here. Like, it's just going to go by. So you might as well start living a life that you would love to see in your outer reality. And don't be the example. Don't lead by example because you want things to shift. Do it because it's who you choose to be. Not because of what it'll get you. It means you stay strong because this is who I want to be. I watched this one movie just the other day. I think it was like Mia, like something on Netflix. Super good movie. I like these like weird, suspenseful, like kind of thriller. It's like this lawyer, and she had this client who like was portrayed as a murderer or whatever. Anyway, point is, like, he was seducing her, being like a womanizer, and she had this like unhealthy marriage going on, right? And she was doing her best in the marriage, and then she thought that her husband had cheated on her because she got a video sent to her from her like detective friend where it looked like him and this like other woman that he's knew when he was younger, right, in his like high school days or whatever, and they were like flirting and whatnot, and they went into the hotel room, right? Well, she thought because she saw that video that she would give in to the client, the artist that was seducing her. She's like, F it. Like, she went back to his place and, did an act of something that she wouldn't have done otherwise. Right. And then later she found out that they were actually in the hotel room because her mom was like in there because she was sick, and they were just close by. So they went to go visit his sick mom. And it was actually a harmless thing that her husband did, yet because of that behavior that she saw, she chose to be revengeful or full of revenge, spiteful. She was so hurt that she decided to become the exact same pain that she was seeing, right? Because imagine if it did happen, well, then she just fought it back with the exact same type of energy. It's like, this is what starts wars. Is like people not choosing the state of being that they really want to be because they're so in energy of spite and angry and revenge. And it's like, we never want revenge. All we ever want is for someone to realize how we felt when they did something to us. We want them to know how it felt. We're not seeking revenge. We want them to realize how much we hurt. So think about it. She did the exact same thing that someone hurt. She felt like she was getting hurt. And you know what? It didn't. So she messed up. She messed up the marriage based on that action. I mean, it got a little more hectic towards the end. Like that husband ended up trying to like kill her in the movie, and her whole family to try to like murder her. It was wild. And because she ended up cheating and he didn't actually cheat, and the whole like her husband's family was already toxic. So point is, do things because it's who you want to be. Like, imagine if she just would have been like, all right, well, maybe I just confront him and get a divorce. I move on with my life. Like, why is that so hard? Like, why are people wanting and committed to stay in toxic relationships when, like, you don't have to? Because of fear, you're not going to find someone else? Because of fear, it's too late for you? What if you just stepped into a loving place and choose to love yourself enough to be like, I deserve more and I want more, and I'm going to go ahead and just be loving about it. Hey, person that's not healthy for me, this is no longer healthy for me. I no longer want to play this game. Like, I'm ready to shift to somewhere where I want to be. It's been great. I am so grateful for the experience. You've allowed me to reach this point in my life where I've decided this contrast is too much for me to handle, that I want to make a difference. You know, especially if you've expressed boundaries before and someone just walking all over you. Now, if you're going to do that, at least, you know, give them the opportunity to shift. Like, express, hey, these are all the things that I'm not liking, how I feel. These are all the behaviors and actions. Give them an opportunity to shift if they so choose, right? Anyway, the session's gone a little wild. I don't even have a coffee today. Do you get my point, though? Start living a life of fulfillment, freedom. Move from victim to victor. Like, what are you waiting for? No one's going to come save you. You get to become the version of you that you feel safe with. Like, that inner child version of you that's hurting and suffering, that's been through like abuse or trauma or neglect. You get to be that hero in knight in shining armor and feel safe with yourself. Be the person that your inner child would have felt safe with. Okay? And that's why we experience so much contrast and weird things and negative things in our lives, so we can grow and expand and know how to handle ourselves, how to become better at feeling safe. Okay? So you got this. Have a wonderful, magnificent, transformative, alchemizing day. Shift your mindset and transform your life. Okay, because it could be over in a blink of an eye. Much love. Love and light vibration out. Bye.